So I am thinking about it, and so many more red flags come to mind. Like, another one that I've had multiple men say to me is something along the lines of, I should have treated you better, like towards the end of the relationship or at the end of the relationship or at any point, okay? If a man tells you that, then you need to believe him. That means that the equivalent to that means you deserve better. You can do better. So, again, why do I know that that's a red flag and I don't run the other way when I hear it? That's a that's a story for another day, I think. Like, it's too much. It's too much. Another one for me is corn. And I have to say that word because I can't say the other word, I don't think. And I'm sorry. It's just like it's so layered why that one's a red flag because like it's a serious addiction, and it really skews the way your mind works, your rewards center works, the way you perceive women and sex, like all of that. Hello, it's so serious. And I guess you don't really know like if somebody watches corn sometimes versus often, but I've had men express to me that they like it and they watch it regularly and they want to continue watching it that much. And I'm like, okay, like, do you not know? And I'll even send like Andrew Huberman and different reputable sources talking about how dangerous and detrimental watching corn is, especially like regularly slash every day. Again, it's like the way that man views sex and women and the objectification of women and just all of that. And this goes into another red flag that I have is like a man that's very lust driven, or like their focus and their entire perspective on life is like through the lens of sex. And it can be like fun in some moments because you're like, he's obsessed with me, like he compliments my body all the time, like that all feels really good. But if all of the jokes and everything comes down to sex and dicks and stuff like that, it's like it's too much. And why is that how you're perceiving life and the world and all you have to talk about? And anytime I bring up a story, it's like somehow you can bring that into the story, and it's so annoying and weird. And just like, that's not how my mind works. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, we're sexual creatures, of course. I'm not negating that. I definitely want a man that's active in that way and, adventurous in that way and stuff like that. But when you're like, your entire humor, your entire perspective on life, maybe that's a little bit of a blanket statement, but it seems like it, like your focus, your focal point is so like sex driven or centered, and it's just too much. Like, also that starts to take a toll on me where I start to like, I already have enough body dysmorphia. I don't need to be with a man that's like constantly talking about, and he's not even putting me down, but like constantly talking about the physical. It makes me think about that even more, and it's like I already deal with that enough in my own mind, like from my own perspective. I don't need it from your like very shallow point of view of the world and women and all of that. Like, it's too much. Another layer to that is like just being vulgar, like so vulgar. Again, I've dated multiple men like this where it's like all of the jokes are like crude and over the top sexual and just like, okay, like sometimes of course, and I'm not saying I want a full blown prude that doesn't talk about that stuff or do that stuff. I'm certainly not saying that. But when that's all you think about, and like, it's kind of gross. It's really gross. Like, I'm sorry, it just is. And it's just over the top. Like, oh my God, sometimes talking about that stuff is great, but when it's like your sense of humor is like 75, 80% that, it's just not funny, you know? And it makes me just uncomfortable. Like, I don't, why is it all you're thinking about and talking about? And like, I'm trying to think of like specific jokes. I don't know, just even weird things. Like, I'll give random stories about like, I don't even want to repeat the stories, but just silly stories. And he'll be like, oh, did the guy like basically whip out his DICK? And I'm like, no, like, what? That's not funny. And why is your head even going there? Like, what? It's so, again, and it's so interesting. Like, being vulgar is a product of being lust driven. And I think being lust driven is a product of being addicted to corn. It's interesting, like, or you know, or are they all three? I don't know which one came first, you know? Is it because you're lust driven that you're addicted to corn, or you know what I mean? I'm not sure, like, which came first, the chicken or the egg. But nonetheless, like, all of it is just gross and red flags. I'm sorry. Like, it's not cute, it's not funny. There's so much more to like life than that, and there's so much more to laugh about than that sort of like gross weird stuff. And I'm just not into it. I'm just not into it at all. And I have this new cream that I'm gonna use. Let's see what else. Another thing is a man who like lacks a social life. And I'm not, again, I know I've certainly been in like extremely socially anxious or just having like really severe social anxiety. I've been in those stages in my life before. Now I'm very much not that way, and I love having like a full colorful social life, and I really like make an honest effort to do so and surround myself with people that I love and I enjoy their company and they're supportive of me and I'm supportive of them, and my cup feels full after hanging out with them and stuff like that. Like, that's really like the efforts that I've made, at least with my female friendships. So then when I meet a man that doesn't have that at all with the bros, like with other guys, and I know it's way different, like a girl having a girl, you know, gang, a girl gang, or just a community of women versus like men and the boys, like, it is different. They're not as close. They're not sharing the same intimate details about their life. They're not having therapy sessions. They're not crying to each other. Like, they're not going shopping for hours on end. They're not drinking wine and like crying about their problems, you know, whatever, what have you. But just a man that's like not, that's intentional about not having a social life and like doesn't want to hang out with people and like has distant best friends but doesn't hang out with them, doesn't talk to them. It's like that, you know, that was my best friend 10 years ago and we're still, nothing ever happened, so we're still best friends, but we don't talk or hang out or anything like that. To me, that's just a red flag. Like, why don't you feel the need to have like a more full life and like a more full social life? And again, it's layered. Like, if the man, for example, the man I'm referring to, like, doesn't drink, and that's great. Like, and I don't want you to have friends and feel like, okay, now I'm forced to drink because I have friends. No, like, then you probably need a new group of friends if that's the only thing that they are offering to do. But it's just weird to me to be my age, 34 or a couple years older. I usually like to date men a couple my age or a couple years older. Like, you should understand the importance and the significance of having a healthy social life. And again, like this, for example, paired with the corn addiction, it's just giving you live an unhealthy life. You don't live a well balanced life. You are you know what it is? You know what it is? It's giving red pill, it's giving incel, it's giving toxic masculinity, it's giving not good energy, it's giving not well-rounded human being, it's not giving fulfilled human being. And that's a hard person to be with, you know, that rubs off on you. It affects you, it influences you in ways you might not even notice. And like, absolutely not. Like, I'm sorry, I don't like that. And I'm not, you don't want to date someone and have a laundry list of 100 things that they need to change in order to be like good enough for you. Obviously not. Like that's, you know what it is. It's just, it's not a match. Like that's what it comes down to. And I think it's important to, again, like notice those red flags and walk away when but then I don't know. Do you walk away at the first red flag? Probably. Like I need to put more thought into it and stuff. But I think so. Like in the times that I've given the men that I shouldn't have given the time of day, I knew on the first date, like this man is not for me. This is not a good match. It can already sense that he will trigger me or triggers me in ways that isn't healthy for me. So yeah, and then another part for me is like a man that doesn't know how to regulate his nervous system, that seems to be emotionally dysregulated, that seems to lack distress tolerance skills. Like red flag again, because that is going to directly impact you, your life, your well-being, how you feel. Are you able to vent about things emotionally if this man can't handle it? No, like all of that really takes a toll on you, you know? And it's just so annoying to like know better but to not be doing better. It really is, and it's just frustrating. But those were the things that I have on my mind, the top of my mind, that I'm just like, oh my god, like I've run into all of these things multiple times. And maybe like if if there's just one of them, then maybe that person isn't fully not a match. But when there's a laundry list of them and you're like, these are full blown red flags and triggers for me and just like signs of a person that's not healthy for me or in my eyes, then why on earth would you date them? Like, why would you give them the time of day? And it's like, it's not fair to either person. Like, if you know that you don't like these really serious fundamental things about them, like, do yourself and them a favor and don't pursue it. Like, you're both going to end up hurt in the end. And like, I don't know, certain things, like for example, the corn addiction thing that I was mentioning, like I've sent this guy, he likes Andrew Huberman. I don't know how much you like him because it's clearly you don't like take his word for Bible, but I've even sent him Andrew Huberman videos about the corn addiction specifically. And it's like, what am I doing? Like trying to influence this man to like quit this addiction that he's not even willing to admit that he has, and become a better man, when it's like, you got to meet people where they're at, you know? He's exactly who he wants to be. He's exactly where he's at. It's never a good idea to like start a relationship or start getting to know somebody and think he would be good enough for me if he fixed these 25 different things. Like, first of all, no, you have to meet them where they're at. You can't think with the mindset of like, if he does change these things then maybe he'll be good enough for me, because first of all, I already know that's not the case. Like there's so many little things that I'm like, it's just not a match, it's just not a match, it's just not a match, that you need to like follow your intuition on that. I'm speaking to myself with passion because it's so like, it's so frustrating. But I think that's all. Thank you guys for listening. Hopefully I can dodge these red flags like bullets, because I don't know.